love bugs, it's Roslynn back at you one more again. I hope everybody is doing blessed. I'm doing blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome. And to my returning subs, my grown, extended, beautiful family, as always, thank you so much for the love and support. It is truly, truly appreciated. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste, love and blessings, love and light. And many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please, what are you waiting for? Like and subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I'm about to upload my next video. Also, if you're comfortable enough, drop me a line. I would love to know where your geographical location, where part of the world you're watching my video from, any kind of comments that you may have that you may resonate with the video, if you're comfortable enough, or if not, just give a thumbs up and share. It's greatly appreciated. Anybody who's going through to get to, I'm sending so much love to you, towards your way, whatever it is that you and God have a tight conversation about, whatever you know about, whatever you're trying to heal from, let go of, cut cords with, come to, surpass, open up to. I'm sending a million blessings towards your way for you to be able to achieve that. Stay consistent with yourself, believe in yourself when nobody else does. Don't sleep on yourself. Just stay persistent and consistent and stay optimistic. I know at times it's hard for you to do that. It's hard for me to do it at times, but just do that, for yourself. You deserve that. Anybody who's coming in the fairies vibes, Decepticon ass energy, I hate even having to say that, but it's like that. The struggle is real at times. Whatever you're trying to wish for me or collective is not going to fly. We're up here making history, ascending, making things better, not becoming bitter. Okay. And the video I'm doing today is called Twin Flame 101. Heyokas, God's got a point to prove, and he's strongly doing it through you. He is. There'll be different times where I'm like, hey, go ahead and do what? For once you actually want me to go ahead and do this. Yeah, we got a point to prove. We'll let you, it's a need to know basis. Just go ahead. You got to be going ahead and doing something that, be a lot of times like where God will tell you to be silent. He'll tell you to be silent. Like, there'll be so many different things that be thrown at you, and you could be that one. Like, I will make you question your whole existence. I can make you walk off of a cliff if it gets to that point where if you really cross me in that way. And I don't want to do that. That's cruel. But it's just the fact is your verbiage can get very volatile if you want it to be. The truth can really cut, just really can cut there. And then God's telling you, be quiet. Be quiet. Shh, can I step out? They test me, so they keep doing this, so didn't I tell you I got a point to prove? Because it could be somebody just talking to themselves, I can get them to react to anything. I got them wrapped around my little finger. I manipulated them. There may be people that was being used to seeing you getting walked on. Like dog walk on. I remember I could say, I was like, yeah, just dog walk me. Yeah, I've been in vibrations like that. Now it was like, oh, hell no. I ain't about to do that. Now it's just like more of being quiet. Like sometimes, like I say now, if I have, there'll be so many different things that, God will place in front of me. Like that's a trigger. Let me retort. That was a trigger for me. Now it's just like, now I get why you allowed that person to keep doing this, because now that don't even bother me anymore. But that was the whole point I had to prove. That, there's certain people in their mind that make you feel like you will never evolve. You will always have these same issues, and it will constantly use that against you. There'll be time, and it's sad when you allow people you thought you can trust. You really open up yourself. You're like, hey, you not realize you dealing with a narcissist, a covert, a malignant. A malignant. I didn't even think that was possible, but a malignant narcissist. Let me know your goods, your bads, your highs, your lows, your weaknesses, your strengths. Just because you're thinking, they want to get to know me. This is good. This person really wants to know me on a deeper level. Yeah, because they're going to try to see how they can filter out everything that you're looking for in a partner, or everything you're looking for is in a friend. of me. You know, it'll be certain things like that. There's some people out there that really like, dag, I love their vibe. I can really vibe with that. We're meshing. And there'll be people that you automatically click with, and those are your soul people. But a lot of times, for you to be able to get to those soul people, your soul family, your soul tribe, you had to go through the Dun-Duns and the poor little Tinks and the Decepticons and the Nefarious and the Seven Deadly Sins and the she-devil, the he-devil, you know, the spawn of Satan. You had to go through all those different things and learn, just for to prove a point where, oh, the devil was like, oh, that person has so much prosperity and so potential. Oh my God, they're gonna make a dent in the whole program. That no, everybody gonna start seeing things by truth. They're not gonna be ignorant by materialistic things that is just gone today, here tomorrow, you know, just stuff that just fly by, you know, little stuff like that. And so they see that, so they make a bet, you know, they playing, you know, devil's playing checkers, God playing a whole hybrid of new chess. Okay, this, some of the stuff ain't even, you know, this is, you know, 2082, you know, 2482, you know, type chess game. You know, trying to do that, and they make bets on, you know, we're like spiritual science projects, like experiments. Yeah. So, you know, when we're doing these different things, it's just like, you know, my chosen one, my anointed one, they can evolve from any kind of war, any kind of drastic thing that I place them in. They will find love in a place of hate. They will find calmness in a creation of chaos. They can be stillness when things are all out of balance. And I created them to build like that, to transmute like that, to transform like that. You know, we're all going through that thing. It's like we're the seed, you know, we're going through that chrysalis stage, and you know, you don't even want to say, I tell people, I don't even want you to even say you're a work in progress no more, especially if you know you've been working on yourself for a long period of time. And I mean, you know, really going through some stuff, achieving. I mean, if you really look back, even if your life ain't exactly where it is, but just seeing amount of work you've been putting on yourself just to heal, to have an understanding of knowing who your true self is to the core, through all the things that people painted you up to be. You found out who you are to the core. Because before, you know, there'll be different things. People will go out here and say all these type of things about you. You know, all these different things about you. Just because people wanted to be seen that way. And then you went through some kind of metamorphosis. You can give two about what that next person thought of you, what you got into your mind, and how you programmed yourself to say, it's not important about what people think of me. It's how I see myself. I'm my own representation of myself. I'm my own walking billboard, advertisement. You know, how am I advertising myself? Am I advertising the truth to myself? Because people in that growing stage, and that wanting to open up, sometimes it can be triggering at times. I ain't even gonna say that, because sometimes people will be very triggered by you. It's just, you are a walking trigger. Anything you are doing to evolve, especially with you being a Heyoka, it's just a trait. I mean, it's just, I don't know if it's just a trait, characteristic, or it's just a vibe you carry. It will ignite something. It will ignite something good into somebody. Like, you, I mean, especially with you an empath. Empaths love deep anyway. They love hard. You know, there'll be certain things, especially when you adapt to yourself, that makes you very dangerous, because that means that you're in your intuition. You're in your north node. You're starting to see things pass through the illusion. You're starting to see truth written all over it. Now it's like you can analyze something in 3.9 milliseconds and already have the answer to it. When sometimes it may have taken you a week, but then you have gone through so many things into life, then you understand why sometimes I had to be remedial and be held back on certain cycles that I just wasn't getting. Or every time I went down a certain path, I kept getting the same result. You know, maybe was I going about it the same way? Did I have that same mindset? Am I still holding on to things or people, staying connected to people that no longer serve me? Am I moving forward? Am I standing in my truth the way I need to be? Am I being transparent with myself? You know, you can't say I'm being transparent with everybody else, but you know you being covert, lying to yourself. That means you lying to other people. It's more important how you when you know you speak truth to yourself, that means you're going to speak truth to other people. You know, if you lie to other people, pretty much you're lying to yourself. You know, I've been like, oh, I'm fine. Knowing I felt like I was unhinged and falling all apart. But then I can actually allow myself to say, you know what? I had a moment, but now I'm okay. I pulled myself back. You know, you being transparent because you say, yeah, I had a weak moment. You know, strong people that are in their strength is going to tell you there is times of weakness. Strong people have weaknesses too. Strong people got Achilles. When people are walking around here knowing they falling apart and stuff like that, and you on that vibe where you can read the room. I mean, really read the room. Through singing, through text messages. A lot of time people don't want to talk to you on the phone because they feel like, oh, they gonna figure out what I'm on, or gonna figure out what my intentions are with them. You know, if I talk to them on the phone, we can do that through email and text messages. You know that, right, boo? We can do that too. You know, even when other empaths doing it, baby, I can read it. Even when you saying hi, I can already, what's wrong with you? Or people can come in my house, Roslynn, I'm doing good. Go out the door. Get the hell out. I'm like, damn, you invited me. Get the hell out. And then come back. Come knock on the door. Who is it? Roslynn, you know good. Who is it? Play along. Play the role. He was like, no, because you weren't coming in here acting like Will. You weren't coming in here acting like Creed. You weren't coming in here acting like, Sally. Or, you weren't coming in here acting like Ramon. You weren't doing that. You were coming in here acting like a person that don't know you. Okay, and then it came to that point where now you understand it, even it'll be sometimes it'll be throwing you off even when somebody says something. Like if somebody says something to you direct, and you give that vibe like, are they trying to throw shade at me? Are they trying to throw a subliminal at me and thinking I ain't gonna catch on to that? And now it's like when God puts you in that position, I was like, I'll prove a point. You can say the worst of the worst to that person. If I tell that person I got them, and they may be a little bit up on you, you may get them a little twirl a little bit, but they stay quiet about that. And I'll tell you, the most loudest person in the room is the last one you gotta worry about. It really is. My mom always used to tell me that. My daddy still tell me that, and my papa always tell me that too, because I see how people used to try him like that. And I'm like, did they really just do that? I'm like, yeah, they did. I said, but you were so cool about it. I always look at I'm like, do you take a volume trip, or you want to collide, or Zanny, what you on? Be just straight calm. And I'm like, nah, couldn't have been me. And that's why I wasn't you. That's why we put you through this situation. There's gonna be some offhanded stuff people may say. And I look at how when they be saying stuff to my dad, and he just give those looks, and I bust out laughing because I know exactly what those looks are, because I do the same looks too. And I'm just like, yeah, it would have been me. I would have said something. It's like, see, that's my pro and my con. I'm slick at the mouth. It's my pro. And I'm slick at the mouth. And that's my con too. Sometimes you don't need to say it, but me, sometimes I say it anyway. It'd be those different things. But God will put you in your purpose, It's all, I'm like, little hee ha ha, I don't like doing everything so serious, But God will put you on a purpose. Universe will put you on a purpose. And you will not understand it. There's sometimes, it will hit you like a brick. It could be losing a child, losing a spouse, a parent, a sibling, something, and you had to go through something like that. Like it would be one of those things where you hear about and it even jerks your mind, like jerks your heart when you hear somebody else go through it. And I pray to God I'll never go through an experience like that, but I will give all kind of prayer for them and getting that family to be able to get some peace in their life, because that had to be some very diabolical stuff. And I'm glad I don't understand something like that. People like, that's mean. No, that's actually giving kindness to somebody. Why would you want to know what that kind of pain feel like? Just give that person love. send them an energetic hug, because you can see a lot of them need that. You know, when I was telling y'all about that one that I forgot where, it wasn't on Evil Intentions, but I think it was, or I can't. The channel is called Evil Intentions. I told you I'll be watching crime shows, and it's like, this one infuriates you. And it was like, this dude only got 7 years for taking out his wife and left the daughter sitting outside in New York weather. And I said, I got family from East Coast, and I know it gets cold. It is Arctic's ass up there. So, but there's a 2-year-old sitting out here, police being called. There's a lot of time, I think I forgot to say that too. It's like, excuse me, my ADD, where I get aggravated about that. Like, why do people always speak up after some kind of demise? Why don't y'all speak up when you were hearing these different things that's going on? Why didn't you say anything? People are like, oh, I didn't want to get involved in this. And I understand that. And it's just like, I got a lot of people, like I said, I got a lot of people from Long Island, Connecticut, and New York and stuff like that. So I understand where that mentality coming, you mind your own business. But there are some of them that say, if this was me going through that, I would want somebody to get in my business when it comes to something like that. But it was like, you would have never known that woman could have been saved if the cops didn't want to get out the car because it was cold. I'm like, I said, okay. Now, I'm trying to debate if I want to cut this off, because this was something that they said. I'm like, and the title didn't clickbait me. It infuriated me, because the man I think he only got 7 years and he got free. So now somebody else got to deal with that kind of headache in their life, where the man was very controlling, and doing those different things. So it's just like, when I see stuff like that, because I there'll be different times I will itch and complain about the stuff that I go through, but I can say, at least when I've been put in that position, thank God I didn't lose my life when people kept forcing that kind of position in my life, for that to be that kind of outcome. I'm blessed to still be here, and that's one of the ones where that could have been you. I complain about the different stuff that I deal with that I no longer want to deal with. My obsession is to finally have everybody attached to my situation just finally out of my life. Not no obsession about no man. I have no man or no woman I obsess about. My freedom is what I obsess about. And I really work on that every day. And that what leads me towards that. My purpose, and plus my freedom from the BS that I got placed in. And that was a point that God had to prove with that. I'm going to allow her to have a platform where she speaks on her life. She love to talk. She love to talk. And there's a lot of people that talk to me, and then Roslynn, they say, I feel open. I love being able to talk to you because you never judge me. You don't make me sound crazy. I said, I've heard a lot of things in my life, and I've seen a lot of things in my life. And now, since after gone through what I've gone through, there's nothing I won't put past nobody. And it was just a point in my life where I felt like I would never trust anybody ever again. Trust issues like a mug, after I had, because I felt like, wow, God said I was going to overcome this. I said, family did this to me. People I held dear to me did me in the most and you think I'm about to trust a stranger with my life? You said this is going to be something I'm going to have a point to prove with you. Even though sometimes I don't understand, there are certain things that is left silent so it should be understood. There are certain things that I don't talk about. That I understand why I had to go through that, so I had to keep that to myself. But understand how this is the type of things that I had to go through for me to overcome. And it's like, a lot of times people got to see your scars. I always tell people, don't change your scars unless it's, now it would be something different. If it's like, self-conscious type thing. But if it's something like, hey, I may have got pum, and that may have made me not want to come out the house no more, and all of a sudden I was brave enough to come out the house. I've been through stuff like that where I had pum stuck in my face, back to back. And it had to take the all armor of God for me to actually say, God, can you keep me blessed and safe, to make sure nobody ain't waiting for me down the street, because it got bad. I could never leave the house because people always, would be there watching me, or be right there waiting position, and it always is like universe always came to save the Calvary. It was either somebody come walking, or, you know, the person, I look right directly at the person, I know exactly what they were doing, and they're trying to figure out, how does she know? And, you know, and I know almost every time, but then what brings chills down my spine is, how long has this been going on? How long God been protecting me from it? Because there's a lot of times there's things that can go on into your life where you don't know what you've been protected from. We can get mad at God saying, you ain't doing this, you ain't doing that, I gotta go through this, I gotta deal with this, and I gotta deal with this. And, you know, and we don't know what kind of death note that was written on our life, where, you know, you were on death's door yesterday. By somebody's, you know, by somebody's wish, by somebody's prayer and dirty deed. You know, you on somebody's, you know, note like that. You don't know how many times somebody's tried to do that to you. And that's what makes me think. And it's just like, when I think about it, when I had my spiritual awakening, I'm like, oh hell, they've been doing this since I was fresh out the womb. You know, doomed from the womb. After that, I mean, stuff started going in hyperdrive. Things that, you know, I had illnesses that, you know, any other child or infant, especially around that era, you know, they don't have all the technology they have now than they had back in the 70s, where I should have been gone, you know. And I had these things putting on me by family, no, she's a descendant of that. No. You know, and it was like that. And I had to really go through that. But God was like, I'm going to prove a point. If I say she going to live and there's not going to be a hair on her head is being touched, I'm going to make that point and prove that to you. Because there's a lot of times, cops like, how did you get out alive? You know, I was on the phone talking to somebody on Facebook Live, or I was having a FaceTime with somebody and allowed them to see that, or I took a screenshot of the people and let them know I took a screenshot of them and kept walking, or I said, I want you to try something with me, and so you can see what I got in store for you. Then some people got smart enough to not want to test that theory on what I had. You know, it'd be different things like that, and God proved the point. You know, devil knows your strengths, and devil knows your weaknesses, just like God do. And now you're going through sequence of events where these theories are going to be tested out, that no matter what obstacle that somebody forms for you is not going to prosper. And if I have anything to say about it, there'll be different things where it can be like, if anybody ever seen the movie Resident Evil, and when I tell you that mess was so daggone funny to me, that I don't know if it was because I was vaping at the time, and that mess was really entertaining, but that mess was funny, especially with Mike Epps. And I can't remember which one it is, but it was like that big juggernaut, daggone Slavic built super soldier, whatever. No disrespect towards anybody who's from Slavic or Slavia or whatever that place is. No disrespect. But I'm just saying, he was built up, and I see a lot of people from over there when dealing with the military. It's like, all of y'all, do they give y'all some Captain Crunch or something that builds y'all up like that? You know, and they were like, you know what, we have to do, you know, they be doing their little accents like this for Austria. You know, sounding stuff like that. Where, I mean, they built like brick houses. Like, you want to get on the elevator? Hell no, I'll wait. You know, I'm like, no, I'm good. No, they where you from, Prague? Oh, Lord, I watched Hostel. No, They be laughing at me like, Roslynn, we ain't even like that. But it would be our jokes and stuff like that, because they were from my floor when I used to work on the military post. But it would be different things like that, where this thing was built up, where it was one of the pum-pums that had the non-stop. I think it was like a grenade launcher. He had like a grenade launcher. And he had the one with the round barrel. I mean, but it was huge. It was like the things that go in the pum-pums were like this big. And Mike Epps standing right there. That thing had programmed. He had got everybody that was around him, because they start, you know, pum-pums at him. And he got out that big, I don't know what he got out of or whatever, but he just came walking up and trying to annihilate everybody. He went in there, Mike Epps just looked like, I'm surprised he didn't lose all body function, because I know I would have, because you got all these people, there's about 30 cops in here, and they all souped up with all kind of weapons, all kind of carnage. And that daggone super soldier thing done up and took them all out. And then, you know, Mike Epps like, oh, he was like, y'all trying to mess with him that month? got a daggone rocket launcher. No, y'all crazy. And it was just like, God was like, nah. God sat up here and told those cops, he ain't about to get hit. Oh, y'all are, but he ain't about to get hit. The devil like, yeah, whatever. Okay, he's saying, old dude, the big thing, I forgot what his name was, Eric Bryan or whatever. He was a real nice guy from the beginning. They built him up like that. He got bit by one of them things, by the hybrid thing, and it made him like that. And so next thing you know, he shot up all them things, and he looked at Mike Epps, and it said, it was like combative or something, and he was like non-combative. He combative. He was like a minimal, threat, and he was like minimal. He got him some 45s. He dropped the angle spec. He dropped it. He's like, okay, 0, and he walked away. And Mike Epps wasn't even touched. And that's what God doing with us. And I like I said, you better than me, because I think I would have probably died of a heart attack. All them bullets come flying out like that. I just can't, but that was a dope movie though. I was like, they had that funny part, especially with Mike Epps in it. But that, it's like that with life. Like, God has a point to prove. He will have you go through the worst of the worst and say, oh, they're going to come out 10 times better. Even though I'm going to put the most hectic, most traumatic thing on them, and I'm gonna allow you to see them rise and shine better than you ever thought they could before. Wherever they step foot in, they're not gonna exit and enter the same way. You're gonna have new knowledge. You're gonna have new abundance. Abundance on everything, emotionally, mentally, hell, even probably sexually, financially. And you on a whole new level where people ain't even probably even thinking that way yet. But it was meant for you to do that, for you to be able to help other people, guide towards other people, to be able to speak through that, being fluent in that frequency like that. So it's just like God had a point to prove when it comes to you. And a lot of things that people swear up and down ain't possible and ain't no way it can be, trust me, God gonna make it possible with you, because he ain't the person to ever lose anything. If it was lost, it wasn't a loss. Or if it was a loss, there's a gain somewhere in that. So, whatever you're going through, just know you're not going through it just to go through it. You're going through it to get to it. Anything that's going on to you is happening for you. I know I hate hearing that mess too. And it's going to make you out so much bigger and better than you could ever be. There are certain things that may be in your life that you really just thought you didn't have the strength or the willpower to get over. In some kind of way, you keep achieving and overcoming things that you really thought you wouldn't. Or you're in a better headspace to be able to deal with those things. So there may be certain things you're probably still, you're still working through, and that's no problem when you're becoming that work in progress, to be having that powerful understanding of who you are to the truth of you. That's a whole flex by itself, because you're giving yourself a chance to be who you truly are and being true to you. And when you being true to you, that's what you gravitate towards. That's what you start attracting. When you start adding extra love to you, people want to do love spells. Hell, do one on yourself. It's more safer to do it that way. It's more safer. So when you add all that love to yourself, hey, you can go ahead and attract the same love that you're placing on yourself. So, keep moving, keep making good choices. Okay. Keep making good choices, keep making better choices, okay? Knowing that everything you're going through is creating a path in life that you never thought you would ever discover, or never expected to take place. So you keep being you, and keep, growing, keep, standing up on, 10 toes down for yourself, even if you have to do it alone. And then they'll eventually gravitate towards people, that are like-minded like you. So I hope you have a blessed, safe holiday. Be responsible and safe in all you do. Safe travels if anybody is traveling. Even through social distancing, make sure you give out love, light, positivity, word, vibe, frequencies. You never know, all those things can really take somebody a long way. And just because you're doing that, the kindness to your heart, it will take you so much further. If you feel generous enough to drop a donation, Cash App is there. If you want to go ahead and hit me up one-on-one, email is there too, in the description box below, up under the video. So much love. God bless. I say namaste, shalom, Much love to you. Peace.